Hey there, Clear Armor here. We're out at the range. It is raining and miserable, but that doesn't stop shit, because it will be raining and miserable sometimes when you have to defend yourself, or just when shit goes sideways. So you don't stop training because the weather goes nasty. And regardless, we got a fun one for today. Because today we are going to go over training in a competitive form and why timers matter. If you just sit here or stand here and very carefully place shots where you want them to, on the one hand, it will give you some practice for how to control recoil, form and function, as it were. But on the other hand, you're going to run into a giant problem. Standing there and just shooting is not an accurate simulation for what you do in combat. If you're in a fight, nobody's going to stand there and wait for you to reset. Wait to make sure that you're ready. Wait to make sure that everything is the way that you wanted it to be. And replicating pressure isn't something that is easy to do. There aren't a lot of things that you can do that will guarantee that you are feeling pressured, that you are feeling the heat of whatever things are. And that's where this comes in. This is what's referred to as a shot timer. As I said this year, I'm shifting into competition. Ahoy, hoy! We're out here at a public range. There's going to be random people coming by. Hi there, how are you? Can't complain too loudly. I'm filming a bit if that's not an issue. No, not a problem. I'm just asking if you're okay with it. Cool. All right. Privacy matters. Don't shit on other people's rights. When you are out here training, you have to figure out a way to add pressure. And the easiest way to add pressure is quite simply make there be a pressure. Add time pressure. Hell, bad weather helps. Bad weather gives you something you have to ignore. But importantly, the great equalizer is the clock. And what I mean by that is you don't want to be competing against other people when you're doing your training. You want to be competing against yourself. You want to be looking at what your time is and figuring out how you make that better, rather than focusing on somebody else having a blazing time or you being about as fast as everybody around you. Both of those are false prophets. Don't believe either. The idea that you're basing your training relative to what others do shouldn't be your goal. It should be relative to what you can do at your best. So let's get going. All right, we're at a public range and there's a bunch of random people around, mostly SRA folks, so I'm genuinely glad I came out today. And what we have set up over here, what we've got here, I think you can turn now.
Is it good if I shoot?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
So what we've got out here is a standard target. This is what's known as an IPSA shaped target. There's no inner or outer circle. It is straight up hit or miss on a human-sized target.
Remember that? But first person? Yeah.
Cool. There we go.
Start panicking.
No, you're all good. So now we've got this set up. Let's start testing.
I have a friend.
Oh. Well,
I have a friend.
Marquee seemed to have caught a friend.
Eye protection for the win.
Thank you to my main man Marquee, who seems to be taking them.
It's fine.
That perfectly shows it though, because I just whiffed. I missed. Why? Because I'm rushing. And when you rush, you end up missing things. Restarting. At the moment, I'm training for initial draw time, but it's important to not practice drawing and shooting a single shot. You will see people train with that a lot, and then they end up training themselves into shooting a single shot when they draw, and you don't want to give yourself any standard practices like that. So, now let's take a look at the times and see how we've been doing, and see what we can be improving on. That last one was 3:44 with a split time of 64 seconds. The first one we popped off was a 2:80, and the one in the middle, apparently it didn't record. Great, okay. But the one in the middle, you can see, frankly, the problem under time pressure was the pressure itself. Let's walk up and look at the target real quick. Cold range! So this is a public range, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, because this is a good thing. It means that you kind of have to be wary of other people as you're shooting. So looking through this, come on. This is the day my pen breaks, isn't it? Come on, you piece of shit. There we go, okay. So you can see I'm getting on target at least, but a lot of them happen to be, like, I'm getting decently center mass, but the grouping itself is not that tight. Because when you're pressed on an actual time pressure, you suddenly are going to have less tight groups. It's going to go from doing groups like this to doing groups about this size because you're rushing. And don't get me wrong, I intend to get better than this, but this is where you should expect to be about. Like, you are going to perform worse the less that you perform with time. So, there is. Let's keep going.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to tweak the settings on the timer just a little bit more.
Just trying not to be in their way. That's all.
Delay.
Eh.
You actually up a bunch. Cool. So we have a 9-second delay. All right.
You want to tell them they're good?
Oh yeah. Wait. Go live! Range going live!
Good job.
You don't have to do that, but it's best practices in some public ranges to just call out when things are going live or going cold. It's a way of preventing shitty accidents. Well, let's see how that did. .338 with a 43-second split. Okay. All right. Make sure that safety is flicked on. Put the extra magazine in a back pocket. And let's get timing, kids. Time there was 4:14 with a 45-second split. And you can see it in the footage. I fumbled there on the draw. That's That's what time pressure does to you. That's why we're out here. That was a 3:28 with a 49-second split, with a .49 split. Let's go and reload. Now you'll notice that that speed pressure is adding an element of fumbling. It's adding an element of a lack of grace. And I'd love to sit here and say, oh, that's just a good, solid representation of what you should be experiencing, but it's also because I need to be practicing. I need to be training under pressure. I've been doing a lot of my training with the assumption that I was going to be running it in a clean environment. And frankly, that's dumb. What I need to be doing is focusing on fights being weird. I need to focus on moving quickly, on... There's a saying in guns that you will hear from boomers all the time. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And I have been going slow and smooth, but I would like to make a new saying. Slow is slow, fast is fast, and slow will fucking kill you. I'm not loading up full magazines, I'm just getting stuff kind of semi-loaded so I can keep practicing. I do have to say I've really genuinely appreciated the lack of recoil that 380 provides. It's been a genuine delight knowing that I'm able to get the second shot off basically when I get the first shot off if I rock my timing right. And that's fucking important. Screw it, we'll load this magazine up full because we've got just enough ammo to do it. I'll keep training with some double pops. Just quick draw without removing them. Quick draw, bang bang as the time. Because that'll give both a first shot time and a second shot time, both of which are things that should be improving. Let's go. .2 with a .42 split. Again, you can see with the time pressure, I am flubbing my draw just a little bit. So clearly what we're seeing is the clothing is the thing that keeps getting in the way, so that seems to be the problem. I need to be training with the winter gear that I'm going to be wearing. So let's keep this shit rolling. .246. Okay. Now we're getting to the point where 2.5 is like with a little bit of a stumble. That's good. That's good. We're improving. .5, but that's 2.5 where the second shot was a miss. So 2.5 half, I guess is the best way to call that. Well, you saw it there. I got caught up on my coat and got a 2.8 because of that. This is a fresh reminder. I need to be practicing with the clothing I'll be wearing. Nobody is going to wait for you to nicely get your coat out of the way if they're attacking you.
That's 2 minute mark. We'll tell our boss.
3 seconds with a stumble, with a hard stumble in there. I really need to be practicing. Clearly, this is a sign that I have been focusing on form And I have not been focusing on speed. And speed keeps you alive. 3.3, that was terrible. Straight up fumbling on my clothing. That is the thing that needs to be addressed. Make sure you're going out and training. Make sure you're going out and training in weather, in the clothing that you're going to be using. Make sure you're training in the conditions that you're going to be facing. And be ready to fuck up. Be ready to need to get better. I'm fucking up and I'm already at the point where I'm like, I'm getting better and I'm recognizing I can do more. I should be training more. So and there's empty. 2.5 seconds again. It seems to be the spot where when I'm pushing myself, I'm landing in the immediate future. Roll this back in. Let's try one more time. That is a 2.6. Okay. It's important to note between individual rounds, there might be a little bit of change. And that won't inherently be like a failure. It's just a hiccup or the fact that this is in the real world. That was fast, but the second shot there was a miss. It was 2.57. 2.5 seconds isn't bad. 0.4 seconds for the second follow-up. That could be better. Could be better. Let's keep going. I want to see if I can get one sub 2 seconds before the day's over. .5 again. I want to get sub 2. .56 again. 0.31 is the split time, so I am at least, I'm getting that second shot off like quick enough that I'm happy with it. But the first shot is 2.5 seconds, which is higher than I want. 2.45. I'm going to take that as possibly the fastest that this can go. At least for right now. We'll see where I can get. .8. Now here's the question. Can we actually get into that 2 second range? Maybe not today. 1.9. Okay, I think that's... Well, 1.9, that's the fastest that I've gotten. I only got the single shot off there because I ran out of ammo. But 1.9, that's not bad. That's my sub 2 second draw.
Go. What the?
2.42. Okay, you filming?
Yep. I already filmed that start.
Well, that was a 2.42 seconds. That was not bad. I think that's probably where we're going to be closing it today. Because Don't just train at home, cleanly in clothing. 1, get the fuck out here in some bad weather. It's never going to be the conditions that you want it. 2, throw on the clothing you're going to be wearing. Keep dangerous, stay dangerous, keep each other safe, and remember, moral doesn't mean legal, and Stonewall was a riot. Peace.